Hello friends, welcome back to REaCH. REaCH, Robotics for every child. And I am your host, Flight Lieutenant Manoj Jamsandekar, Founder Director of Qurious Mind Infotainment Pvt. And we are making a robot using QurioREaCH kit. You can get QurioREaCH kit at one of our business partners who are spread across Goa. You can find their details on our website www.curiousmind.co.in. So rush to them, buy QurioREaCH kit and then start making this robot. Today we are going to make swing. You have played on swing a lot? Yes, today is the time we make the swing. And for that what we need is, we need 2 C plates, 2 L plates, 1 rectangular plate, 2 double bars, 3 single bars, 1 square plate, some spacers, shaft locks, nuts, bolts, 1 big gear, 1 small gear, a motor with motor shaft, flat rotators, small axle, and of course remote control and wire. And we definitely need a screwdriver and spanner. So let's begin. Let's first make the base. For base, we are going to use these 2 C plate. We are going to put the rectangular plate like this, and we are going to attach the L plates like this. So this is what is going to make the base and the structure of our swing. I am going to attach all these 3 parts together. This is a little difficult. Observe it carefully and you will be able to do it. So we want it at the center, somewhere at the center, which is 1 square of holes, 2nd square of holes, and then I am going to put the rectangular plate. And this is going to be at the center, attached using 2 nuts and bolts. So let me use 1 nut and bolt here, and that passes through this here. I'll show you once I am done exact position so you can understand that. So if you see here, I'm holding it for you. Okay, so if you see here, this is where we are going to put our nut and bolt. I will join it using nut here. I am not going to tighten it. The reason is we want the alignment for the 2nd bolt to be put. Okay, the 2nd bolt I have put it, and now I am going to start tightening it. I am going to use the spanner, hold the nut with spanner. Spanner is controlled using the fingers, not the thumb, and then rotate the bolt. That is how we tighten a nut and bolt. And then on this side also, similarly, I put the spanner around the nut and then tighten it using the screwdriver. Okay, so this side we have to attach it this side. It should be mirror image, which means again it will be, we leave 1 square, we leave 2nd square, and the 3rd square we start attaching, and this should be the flat side. The flat side should be inside. If you see, the flat side is inside here, so this also flat side should be inside. now I am going to tighten it, put it on the place and then tighten using spanner and screwdriver. So, spanner to hold the nut, and remember we have to hold the spanner with the fingers and then tighten. And then second side also. Okay, so this is our base and skeleton done. Now please remember, they have to be exactly opposite to each other. They have to be kind of mirror image. If not, then there will be a problem afterwards. So ensure that you take time and get it right in the first time itself. Okay, so now we are going to attach a double bar. For double bar, I want the horizontal slits and the vertical slits, we have to observe them carefully. The vertical slits are towards me and the horizontal slits are towards that side. And the third vertical slit will be aligned with the first vertical slit of the L plate, and we will connect them using 2 nuts and bolts. So, if you can see here, I have connected these nuts and bolts. Here the first vertical slit of the L connector is aligned with the third vertical slit of this double bar. Okay, I will tighten this. Now exactly same way we have to put this also. The horizontal slits this side, the vertical slits towards me, the third vertical slit to be aligned with the first vertical slit of the L plate, and we connect it using 2 nuts and bolts. And let's tighten it. Okay, so we are putting it in this way. The vertical slits are towards me, and then I am going to put the motor. We need to extend the motor shaft with this yellow color shaft. Remove the motor screws, keep them safe. Insert the motor, insert the shaft where we want. Now if you see here, I am putting the shaft through this first vertical slit and putting the screws back into this middle horizontal slit. And as I always tell you, the motor screws need to go easily. If they are not going easily, we need to realign them and put them. So I have put the motor. Now it's time to put the gear. I want my swing to swing a little slow, and that's why I'm going to put the medium gear onto the motor shaft. The bigger circle of the medium gear goes inside onto the motor shaft and gets locked using the shaft lock. The shaft lock, the black color ring is the shaft lock. Now this gear is going to come somewhere here, and I need to have a hole for that. So let me create a hole for this. So I want to connect it here and create a hole. So this hole is created using the flat rotator. I am going to put the flat rotator here. I want this hole to be used, so I am going to connect the bolt through the second hole. The flat rotator is put from this side, from the front side. The bolt head is on the front side, bolt tail is behind. And from behind I am going to put the nut. So I am going to hold the nut at the place and going to rotate the bolt inside. And now let me check whether the gear aligns properly. So I am going to use one axle. I am going to put through this gear. Now this time I am not going to put the bigger circle inside. Why? Because this flat rotator is already created some space, and so I want to align with that. So I am going to put the smaller circle and check whether it aligns. Yes, it aligns properly, so that works. Okay, so I am going to now take this out because I have to create one point on this big gear, and to create that point I am going to use the 1-inch bolt. So 1-inch bolt, head onto the smaller side of the circle, tail onto the bigger side of the circle, and tightly connected. Tighten using the spanner and screwdriver. And now I'll put this through here and lock from both sides, from behind as well as from front, using the shaft locks. This axle should be as back as possible, so there should not be any axle seen through the front side. We'll keep this aside and we'll start making our push-pull rod and our swing seat. For the push-pull rod, we know we have to create holes at both ends. So we use flat rotator to create holes. So I have taken a single bar, taken a flat rotator, and I am attaching one bolt here. This hole is kept vacant, and I will tighten this. Similarly, on the other side also I need one hole. So I am going to put again here one flat rotator. Using one nut bolt, I am going to connect this flat rotator like this and attach a nut and tighten it. This is my push-pull rod. I'll keep it aside. Now we'll create the swing seat. For that, we will use two L connectors. The first one, L connector this side with this single bar here. Similarly on this side with the single bar here. We want to connect that. Now for doing that, first we will connect the L connector to the single bar and the bolt head inside, the bolt tail outside. Okay, similarly on this side also, bolt head inside, bolt tail outside. And then we will connect this square plate. Now bolt head is down and tail is up here inside. Okay, and similarly, exactly opposite to that, we are going to attach the second string. Again, bolt head outside, bolt tail inside. This is the swing seat. Onto the swing seat, I am going to connect one side a flat rotator. Using one bolt. Like this, I am going to connect the bolt below and one vacant hole at the top. That is our seat completed. Now we will have to take these parts again. The push-pull rod, the vacant hole goes onto this. But I want some space. I don't want it to hit the center. I want some space. So I need to connect spacers. If I put two spacers, I don't have any space left for the nut. So what I am going to do is one spacer and one shaft lock I am going to put. Though the purpose of shaft lock is to stop the axial movement, we are using here as a spacer because we wanted a little bit of space. And then I am going to put this push-pull rod and connect loosely connected. Okay. Yes. Now we will take two 1.5-inch bolts and we are going to put them here. They will act as fulcrum point. One into the horizontal slit, the bottom horizontal slit here, one in this side also. Tighten it. So we have put the 1.5-inch bolt. We will attach 3 spacers on each bolt. and then we are going to put this seat, this slit, the second slit, we are going to put that onto these bolts. This side second slit, this side also second slit. And then we are going to put nuts, but loosely coupled, hand tight. So that this can move front and back easily. Okay, and now with hand this moves, but we want it to be moved using the motor. For that, this one we are going to attach each other using 1-inch bolt. Using 1-inch bolt and a nut, again loosely coupled. That's our swing done. Let's operate it and see if we need any finer adjustments. So I'm going to connect the wire, one end of the wire to the motor. I'm going to hold the motor connector from behind, support it. Check if the wire is connected properly, yes. And the second end of the wire I'm going to connect to the remote. Remote has 4 cells. And I'm going to check whether it works fine or we need any okay, it's not very fine, it's going on this side too much, this side less, so we need to make a little more adjustment. And for that, what I'm going to do is a small change. I'm going to remove this 2 things which we had connected together, and this one I'm just going to change it. I'm going to make it slightly on the front side. The hole which was on the rear side, we have made it on the front side. So this hole, it was on the rear side, I have made it on the front side, and now I'm going to connect it here and connect with nut. And now you can see how it works. Perfect, a nice swing. Do you see it is working fine? I can use any of these buttons and still it will move in the same way. So that is the swing for you. This uses oscillatory motion and we have made it using QurioREaCH robotic kit. Where you can get QurioREaCH robotic kit? You can get it at different cities in Goa at our business partners whose details are already there on our website. You can visit www.curiousmind.co.in, find out the business partner who is close to you, go and ask for QurioREaCH kit. Come back, watch this video and make this robot. I hope you like this robot. We'll come back with another exciting robot in the next episode. Till then, happy making.